Oliver's. See, there's nothing we can't do to please our guests. Thought she had us there.
Where did you find them?
The hunters had a packet. Listen, did you want me?
Yes, I just took a call about the inner wheel.
Oh, that's right. Yes, a party of 15 for lunch.
Yeah, their committee meeting's running a bit late and they might not be here on time.
Mr. Paul will be pleased.
Would you pass on a message, please?
Coward. All right, I'll do it.
Thank you.
What are you doing here?
Mr. Hunter's expecting me. Got an appointment, 11:20.
I'll ring through and tell him you're here. Mister?
Banks, Kevin Banks.
Oh?
Yes, this is my husband. You haven't met, have you, Miss Shaheen Kazmi?
Your husband, how nice. Delighted to meet you, Mr. Banks.
How do you do? It's about redecorating the old office. Got to get an estimate.
Oh, got the contract then?
Dobson has.
Really part of the old firm, aren't you?
Can't take it in.
Mr. Hunter's not in the office right now. Would you mind waiting?
No, not at all. I'm early anyway. I'll sit over there, all right?
Shouldn't be long.
Do you want a coffee?
Yeah, thanks.
I'll get you one.
Now, next, I'm told this does work, too. You take the column there, you see, and you put the total up there.
Well, the system's certainly changed.
Well, it has been about 5 years, hasn't it?
Yes, it must be.
Oh, dear, David really has botched up the vote.
So I remember he always hated doing that when I worked here before.
In fact, I don't think he's even started on the problem this morning.
Well, he's worried about his wife.
Oh, yes, well, I don't take that quite so dramatically as he does. I mean, no man ever thinks that a woman can drive, and Barbara is a very good driver. Mind you, she doesn't run completely on the rails. She could have taken it into her head to stop off somewhere at an antique shop and rummage. She has a talent for finding rare books in furniture that's awaiting auction.
Excuse me? Mr. Kevin Banks is still waiting for Mr. Hunter. Shall I tell him
yes,
to?
from Dobson's. No, it's all right. I know what Mr. Hunter wants doing. I'll come and talk to him in a moment.
Right. Thank you.
Now.
Right.
Sorry, Mac gives the OK. I'll go ahead and buy it if that's all right with you.
If you want it, you buy it.
We've talked about it for ages, and I've got some money left from the cheque Dad gave me for the business, so it needn't come out the joint account.
Yes, all right, Kevin. I ought to be getting back, really.
Our own transporter. You'll be able to get out a bit more.
Yes, I should be laying up in the restaurant.
Listen, why don't you come over with us after work? You can have a look for yourself.
Mrs. Banks, restaurant, if you please.
Oh, yes, Mr. Paul. This is my husband. He's come to see Mr. Hunter about doing up the old office.
How do you do, Miss Banks?
Pleased to meet you.
This is Mr. Ross, the restaurant manager.
You are on station 4 today, the special booking, all right?
Oh,
Hello,
yes, that's
Kevin.
the
I'm
inner
sorry.
wheel.
That's right.
Actually, somebody rang up to say they might be late.
How late?
I thought it could be half an hour.
Oh, dear, what name?
Fine, you see. Because Mr. Hunter's had to go out, but I know what he wants, more or less. So perhaps if you could come through into the office.
Yes, it must be.
Oh, Glenda. Must be nice for you having him working at the motel, quite like old times.
All right.
I'd just love to know what his game is.
Does he have to be up to something? Can't he just be having a holiday in the Far East?
You're kidding. It's not his way. Dad never takes holidays. Even as a kid, I never had a decent holiday.
Oh, poor little thing.
Anyway, it's not his way. Long break, and then he's raring to go again.
Well, everyone to his taste.
Well, you think you could show a little bit of consideration?
Tea's up, you guys.
Hallelujah.
Who for?
Well, you. David Hunter. Not forgetting me, of course.
How does it affect you?
Well, it's a house. Phoned the agent this morning. There's been 2 offers already.
Worthwhile?
Well, $2 grand. Yeah. He wants 100, so what do I do?
Give them the nod?
You tell me.
Sounds like a hell of a lot of money to me.
Well, it is. Thing is, does he want to sell?
Well, he's on the market.
Yeah, if it was you or me, anybody in the right mind, that would mean it was for sale. But with him, you just never know.
So what have you done?
I've plumped onto his solicitor. At least he honours them with a phone call once a week.
Yeah. Wish to hell he would ring us.
We'll ring, all right. When it suits him and not before. In the meantime, we can
In the
all go-
meantime, we all have to hang on by the skin of our teeth.
Well, size of it.
Thank goodness none of that's rubbed off on you.
What?
They're like father, like son bet.
No way.
A nice, plain, straightforward, honest copper.
Sure, I like the play.
Oh, sorry.
The wing mirror.
What about it?
They sent the wrong one.
Oh, but they checked.
But they didn't check well enough today.
So what's wrong with it?
Goes that way.
And?
Should go that way.
Okay. I'll have words.
Do that. Because they're coming to pick the car up after lunch, so you better get someone over there.
Yeah, I'll give Benny a shout.
Oh, how's he going on, by the way?
Who, love?
Benny.
Oh, fine, absolutely fine.
Well, perhaps I haven't explained it clearly. I haven't quite understood it myself.
There is no need for anybody else to understand it, provided I do. Now, let me explain the system. To avoid double bookings, the letter T for Thomas stands for telephone bookings, all right? TR stands for telephone bookings that come through to reception desk. TD stands for people who insist on phoning through to me in the dining room. R stands for people who make a reservation here in person at desk. D for people who make a personal reservation in the dining room, all right? Now, extrapolate to the bar for TB or simply B.
Hello. I telephoned and was told I could have chalet 18.
Yes.
Now,
Would you register, please?
Yes.
double bookings usually occur when standing bookings are confirmed unnecessarily. So the letter S for stands for all those. But you have to check every day that duplication doesn't exist under any other category. Is that clear?
Quite clear.
You don't sound certain, Mrs. Hamilton.
I was trying to remember where I'd seen you before. Or who you reminded me of.
I remind you of me. Once or twice I played the tables at Moran's casino. You may have seen me there.
Oh dear, I seem to have made a silly mistake on this one. Could I have another form, please? Yes, I remember. I must have seen you there.
Now,
And all we have to cope with is the C's.
that's right. C stands for all the meals to be eaten in the chalet and not the restaurant itself, a prime source of double bookings. Now, if you look at this, you'll see that there isn't a single double booking, and that's the end result, all right?
Yes,
No
here we are.
duplication whatsoever, right?
Chalet number 18, as you said, Miss Marshall.
That's right,
Well,
Marshall.
if
Thank you very
everybody
much.
made sure, we'd never have another double booking.
Hang
It's
on.
very simple.
The chalet wing is to that.
Right, thank you very much.
You'll find that straightforward. It's quite simple, really. It's just a question of coding. All right?
Wish granted, looks good. Only hope it lives up to its name. Did well last time out, though, at Sandown. Still, can't be bad. Won't be much of a price, mind. But still, every little helps, doesn't it?
Thought you would pack that in.
Fella's got to do something, hasn't he?
You could do something useful.
I have, mate. Don't worry. I've dabbled in everything. But life's a gamble, isn't it? Let's face it.
Yeah, you're right about that. I certainly didn't pick a winner.
Your luck changes.
Huh.
Goes in cycles, you mark my words.
Yeah. You know, since she left, it's not just the place is empty. It's life. The whole works. There's no meaning to it, no point.
Yeah, but you're bound to feel like that now, aren't you? I mean, it's only natural, huh?
Can't see how it's gonna mend. It's not like going and getting spare parts for a repair job, you know.
Yeah, but give it time, Mac.
Yeah, that's what I kept saying. Give it time. Give it time. Then I got to thinking what it means. Not seeing little Benji grow up. Not being there. And that's a big one that really, really hurts.
Crossroads Garage.
Sharon,
Yeah?
Barbara Hunter. Look, I'm in trouble.
What's up?
Car's broken down.
Oh, no. Any clues?
Shut it to a halt and not a peep.
Where are you?
Oh, about a mile this side of the Marston Green exit on the M6.
Look, we'll be with you in about half an hour if we're lucky with the traffic, eh?
No, don't talk to me about luck. I think I've run right out.
I know the feeling. We'll do our best.
Okay, fine.
Bye. Okay, lads, party's over.
What's that?
Have we got trouble? Barbara Hunter has broken down.
Any symptoms?
Dr. MacDonald.
You know what I mean. Are there any noises, anything we
No, she just said it shut it to a halt and not a peep. She's about a mile this side of the Marston Green exit on the M6, okay?
Right.
Right, there you go.
Maeve did that. Shut it to a halt and not a peep. On the first night of our honeymoon and the last. And never got started again.
I blame the driver.
Me? Look, man, I was weaned on Valentino, Raymond Navarro, William Powell, right? John Barrymore, the great romantics of the past. Every Saturday night at the Flea Pit. Yeah, don't talk to me about being a bad driver when it comes to amour. If Maeve only realized she had all those things wrapped up in one package. Sid Hooper.
I didn't mean you. I meant Mrs. Hunter. I blame her. I mean, she treats that car just the way you talk to your missus. Merciless.
Maeve shows me no mercy. I mean, she married me, didn't she? How cruel can you get, Mac?
Come on, Mac. Chop, chop. You've got a lady in distress. M6.
Okay, okay. Here we go.
Miss Marshall?
Mm-hmm.
Are you Miss Marshall?
Oh, yes. Miss Georgina Marshall.
Miss Marshall, I've just learned that what must be fully an hour ago, you asked for a table in the restaurant. You should have made your request to me. Busy as we are, I'd have accommodated you instantly.
Oh, it's my fault. I should have made a reservation when I checked in. I had no idea your restaurant was so popular.
As manager of the restaurant, I find you a table from where you can see everybody, but most importantly, everybody can see you.
Good. I'm as hungry as a hunter.
Oh, that is not an expression the chairman of the board here would relish.
Pardon?
His name is Hunter.
Oh, I see, I see. Well, then I'm just plain hungry.
Plain, never hungry, maybe. It is table 11. Oh, Miss Marshall, you've, There's no need to hurry through your meal. The staff here isn't slave to time. And in any case, they shouldn't have kept you waiting. Miss Marshall left her book behind, table 11.
Right.
I shan't be back until very late this evening.
Bone dry. There's no oil. Not a trickle.
But there's gotta be.
Yeah, well, not according to this.
Well, there's no sign of a leak.
Who did the service on this?
Nobby.
Yeah, but I changed the oil. Did it myself. But I did it proper. Honest.
Where's Mrs. H?
Waiting in the office.
Well, we better face the music.
What? Oh, sir.
Well?
Well, there's no oil in it.
What do you mean?
The engine's dry.
But it was only serviced a couple of days ago.
I can't understand it.
Well, I presume you put oil in.
Of course I put oil in. You wouldn't have got 200 yards without oil. Listen, what speed were you doing when this happened?
Well, about 40. It was pretty heavy traffic.
You were lucky.
Lucky?
Well, had you been doing speed, it could have blown up.
Oh, yes. Frighten me some more.
Well, pistons, big ends, a lot, you know. Frightens me to think of it.
All right. Spare me. So, what now?
A big repair job.
How much?
I don't know. We'll have to strip it down and find out what the damage is.
Well, where was the leak?
It's funny that there wasn't one.
Well, how the hell did it get out, then? Where's Sharon?
She's gone up to one of the suppliers.
You know what I think, don't you?
Mrs. Harvey says she's sorry to keep you waiting again, but she's very busy. She sent you some tea.
Oh, tell.
How's it going?
Oh, fine. Just a few more things to work out. I'll have to wait until I see Mr. Hunter. Wish you'd been here.
Mrs. Harvey's all right?
Oh, yeah, smashing. She hasn't got a clue about plastering. I thought I might have seen you at lunch.
Yes, well, I was rushed off my feet. There was a party late arriving. It put us back, really.
Hey, so when do you get your proper break?
Any time?
Like now? Second cup there?
No, that's for Mrs. Harvey. I've got to get back. I haven't finished clearing up. It's been murder, really.
Hang on a minute. Have you thought any more about coming to see the car tonight? Let's see if Mac can do it. I haven't asked him yet.
Well, I don't know anything about cars, Kevin. If you want it, you get it.
Glenn. How much longer is this going on?
What?
This. Us, you and me. You've been making polite conversation like a couple of strangers.
Well, we can't talk now. Mrs. Harvey will be in a minute.
When can we talk? I hardly ever see you.
There's no rush, is there?
Oh, I see. Going to hang it out, make me pay?
Don't be so childish.
Oh, it's you who's being childish.
Oh, I'm going.
Glenda.
I'm sorry, but I can't help the way I feel.
How do you feel? That's what I'm trying to find out.
I don't know.
Are you ever going to forgive me?
Forgive you? Oh, I've forgiven you already. But it's not as simple as that, is it? After what you told me the other night, it's like I don't know you anymore. It's like starting again with somebody completely different, somebody I've only just met. It's going to take time.
Could you give me any idea how long?
Well, it's no good taking that attitude.
Oh, what sort of attitude do you expect me to take? You're hardly talking to me. You're sleeping in the spare room.
Yes, and I'm going to move the rest of my stuff in there, if you don't mind.
Of course I flaming well mind. For good, do you mean?
I don't know.
Oh, that's it, ain't it? I mean, if you're going to go on like this, there's no point in us living together at all. I might as well go into the village and find myself a place to live there.
It's up to you, Kevin.
Glenda,
Oh, sorry, Kevin. It's all been one mad rush. Now, have you got the estimate?
Yeah, nearly finished, Mrs. Harvey. Just another
Excuse
couple
me, Mrs. Harvey. May I have an hour off this afternoon, please? I've worked through lunch and there's something I want to do, some shopping.
Yes, of course you can, Glenda, but do tell Mr. Paul in case he starts shouting.
Thank you.
Now, don't frighten me, but just a rough guess. How much?
Huh? Oh, yeah, well, I've jotted down a few things. If you, Miss Hunter, can take a look, let me know what you think.
I don't believe this. Letting Benny do a service.
He did not, nothing like.
But he owned up to it.
To an oil change, Mrs. Hunter.
Look, you don't have to be an Einstein to do an oil change.
Well, obviously you have to be more than a Benny to do it properly. I mean, is this regular practice in this place?
What?
Letting Benny loose on the cars.
Listen, everything Benny does out there, we check.
And did you check this?
Well, no.
Well, did you or didn't you?
Look, I was out of the office when you rang up. You were in a hurry for the car or something?
I don't want to take my life in my hands every time I'm in a hurry. So he put the oil in, and you didn't check it.
That's right.
Well, how come it's missing, then?
Well, I don't know.
Well, I will want to know, Mr. Hooper.
Okay, you'll know. We'll find out.
Look, it will be investigated, Mrs. Hunter.
You bet it will. How long will it take?
Well, it'll take us a day to strip it down. Have a look.
At least spare parts won't be a problem.
And what am I supposed to do in the meantime?
Well, don't worry. We'll lend you a car. You can take your pick.
Listen, when this happens, I could go on finding fault for ages and ages, right?
Well, yes, well, that's possible,
I don't want any buts. Can we agree right now that it could affect that car for some time? And you're to blame.
That hasn't been determined.
We are talking about an oil change that wasn't done properly.
Yes, it were.
Oh, Benny, do you mind leaving us for a minute?
Look, Mrs. Hunter, I did it proper. I put it all in.
How much?
8.5 pints, like what Nobby said.
Yes, well, somehow the operation went wrong, and somebody is to blame, and I'll leave you to find out who.
Yeah, well, the buck stops on this desk.
Yes, and I want the acceptance of blame in writing.
Look, there could be all sorts of reasons.
I don't want any sidestepping, and I'll give you a bit of advice. I'd check and double-check every single thing that goes out of that garage. As you said, I count myself lucky, and you should too. You could have had a death on your hands.
More from our lunchtime soap selection coming up next. Neighbours.
Hello, darling. It's me. I'm in the garage. I wonder if you could pop over for a minute. I seem to have hit a little snag.